People often say that love does not always need speech to be real. Yet, at times, the most powerful form of affection is the one that never has to be voiced. You can discover it not in grand shows or long speeches, but in the small, calm ways a man's soul starts to shift when he has quietly picked you. Love is a strange and tricky thing, especially within a man. When he begins to fall for someone in secret, it can feel like a storm is brewing inside him. It is a struggle between what he feels and what he is scared to show. He feels an invisible tug toward the woman who has moved something deep inside him, but at the same time, a part of him fights that pull. This is the riddle of hidden love, the unending battle between wanting someone and feeling afraid, between wanting to be open and wanting to remain safe. It is not that he wants to hide things or play mind games. It is simply that his feelings wake up parts of himself he has not yet learned how to manage. When a man loves quietly, his emotions become both his biggest truth and his most guarded secret. You will often see this in his behavior, the way he acts, close for a moment, and then seems to back away the next. He might look at you with warmth and then quickly look away. To some, this might look like mixed signals or being unsure, but in reality, it is hesitation. Love has a way of hitting the softest, most open parts of him, shaking the walls he built long ago to keep his heart from getting hurt. Those walls once helped him survive being let down or rejected, but now they also stop him from moving closer. So even as his heart moves toward you, his mind pulls him back, whispering about the dangers of being truly seen. This is the first big contradiction of secret love, the deep need to be near someone fighting against the old habit of hiding. Underneath that struggle is something very human. Every man carries an image of being in control and strong. Many were taught to stay calm, to be steady, and to not let feelings take over. But when love enters his life, it softens those hard edges. It shakes him and makes him feel unsteady and vulnerable, almost as if he is losing the person he thought he was. He starts to notice small things he used to ignore. Your voice, your pauses, the way you breathe when you think, the sound of your laughter, and that awareness both pulls him in and scares him. He cannot turn it off. Still, he worries about what it means to feel so much. Because love, as soft as it seems, also asks for surrender. It asks him to let go of control and to trust someone else. What draws him toward you is the same thing that makes him pause. He knows deep down that love changes a person, and that it requires bravery to let someone see the hidden parts of his soul. Sometimes he will start to reach out, perhaps by sending a message, and then suddenly stop. He might open up a bit and then pull back. But behind those confusing actions, there is no lack of care. There is conflict. His feelings have grown stronger than his logic can handle. Love makes him see his own contradictions, the push and pull between wanting to connect and fearing being exposed. Even if he tries to stay calm or act like he is fine, his body often gives him away. His eyes stay on you longer than he intends. His voice gets softer when he says your name. He notices you every time you enter a room, no matter how hard he tries to act like he doesn't care. His whole energy changes around you, even when his words do not. This quiet dance of hiding and showing becomes his silent way of loving you. In those moments of back and forth, you can feel how sincere he is. A man who does not care stays steady and predictable because not caring costs him nothing. But a man in secret love often seems inconsistent because he is being pulled by feelings stronger than reason. His mind says to stay safe, while his heart whispers to go closer, and he stands in the middle, torn between the comfort of space and the thrill of desire. These inner fights are not signs of weakness. They are proof of depth, They show that love, even when it is hidden, is strong enough to wake up every fragile part of him. Every time he stops himself, he is not showing a lack of feeling. He is showing how much he actually feels. Every time he tries to hide it, he only makes it stronger inside. His hesitation, his looks, and his awkward silences are all his soul trying to find a balance between fear and longing. When a man secretly loves you, his behavior may look messy, but if you look past the surface, you will see the truth inside that tension. You will see love pushing through his walls to reach you. A man who loves you in silence shows it through quiet, steady focus rather than big gestures. His focus has a special kind of energy. It is not the loud attention of someone trying to show off or win. It is quieter and more meaningful. You will notice how his awareness seems to move around you, as if you have become the center of his world. When you speak, he listens in a different way. He does not just hear the words, he feels them. He remembers tiny details like the way you take your coffee or the way your eyes change when you are thinking hard. Often he does not even realize he is paying such close attention. Love, when it is silent, does not ask for permission. It simply grows in his mind. Attention is energy, and wherever a man's heart truly is, his energy will follow. When he secretly loves you, that attention becomes a natural way of showing devotion. You might see him notice when you are uncomfortable, tired, or happy. Even when he acts like he doesn't care, his focus gives him away. He will remember what others forget and notice what others miss. He anticipates what you need before you even say it. This is not a trick. It is an instinct. Something deep in him has moved from being curious to truly caring. His inner world has made a place for you, and through his attention, you live there without either of you saying it out loud. His awareness often feels protective but never bossy. He might walk a bit closer to you in a crowd or slow his steps to match yours. When you talk, he gives you his full focus. When you look unsure, he becomes kinder and more patient. These actions are not planned. They come naturally from his feelings. This is how love acts when it is still hidden. It watches over you and protects you without asking for anything. Over time, this silent love starts to show through empathy. He begins to feel what you feel. If you are quiet, he senses the emotion behind your silence. If you are sad, his voice gets softer without him knowing why. If you are happy, his mood lifts too. It is as if his heart starts to beat in time with yours. Love creates an invisible thread that doesn't need words to be real. You can feel it in how he looks at you and how his presence helps your mood. He does not have to admit it. His awareness is his confession. Within that awareness, there is always respect. A man who secretly loves you does not see you as a prize to win. He sees you as someone to understand. He wants to know how you see the world and what moves your spirit. His curiosity is deep. When he listens, he isn't just waiting for his turn to speak. He is trying to really hear you. He pays attention to your small changes because he wants to know what is happening beneath the surface. He might ask small questions that seem casual but show he cares. He might notice when your words do not match your feelings, simply to know you better. In this way, his attention is a quiet gift. He offers his time and his focus, things men rarely give unless their heart is truly involved. That is what makes it special. It is a kind of love that gives without asking for anything back. He does not need to claim you to feel close to you. Just being able to care and notice is enough for him. So when a man loves you in silence, do not think his quietness means he doesn't care. His silence is full of emotion. His hesitation is full of truth. Sometimes the love that says nothing is the one that means the most. Just being aware of you is enough. Sometimes love does not start with trying to own someone. It begins simply with seeing them. Real love starts with perception. When a man's attention is that steady, it is because something inside him has already made a choice. His silence starts to carry weight. His eyes hold a certain warmth. His awareness of you is a confession that his lips are not yet ready to make. When a man loves you in secret, his heart and mind are caught in a struggle. Love opens doors inside him that he may have kept shut for years. It brings out a tenderness he is not used to showing. Men are often taught to keep their feelings tight and to mistake silence for strength. But love has its own rules. It moves past barriers and makes even the strongest heart shake. When those feelings rise, he feels more alive but also less steady. He is caught between wanting to let go and wanting to protect himself. That tension shows up in his behavior. You will see it in his hesitation and in how his confidence drops for no clear reason when he is around you. He might look like he wants to speak but cannot. His usual calm slips away. It is as if love has messed up the order he built to stay safe. For a man used to being in control, this feels like being exposed. He does not fear you. He fears being seen too clearly. He is not sure how to show his real self without losing the image he has worked so hard to keep. The deeper his feelings go, the harder it is to hide them. His voice gets soft. His gaze stays on you too long. His hands or movements show what his words will not. He might fidget or laugh nervously when his feelings get too close to the surface. These small slips are not weaknesses. They are honest moments. They are tiny breaks in the mask he tries to wear. Every crack in his composure is a glimpse of the truth. His heart is stronger than his self-control. His love also shows through quiet care. You will notice it in small, regular acts. He checks if you got home okay. He listens when you are upset. He finds ways to make your day easier. He fixes things or remembers a detail without asking for credit. Love turns his strength into a way to care. Yet every kind act carries a fear of giving too much away. He wants to be brave, but being that open feels heavy. That is the contradiction. Love burns inside while silence protects him. You can hear that battle in the pauses when he speaks. He might start to say something deep and then stop. He fears that if he speaks freely, everything will pour out at once. So he hides behind logic or humor. These are his shields. But love always finds a way out. It shows in his tone, the softness of his eyes, and how his energy changes when you walk in. When he looks at you, there is a depth that cannot be mistaken. His restraint is not a rejection. It is a sign of how much he values you. He is holding back because he feels too much and does not yet know how to carry it. This is what makes secret love both beautiful and painful. It teaches him that real strength is having the courage to feel. He learns this slowly through every look and every moment. He chooses silence, but he realizes that love cannot be hidden forever. It reveals itself in the shaking of a heart that no discipline can hold back. When a man secretly loves you, his whole presence starts to change. He does not plan it. Real affection simply changes how he moves. He may not say how he feels, but his actions start to revolve around protecting and being near you. His energy softens. He becomes more patient and gentle. Even if he tries to act the same, something is different when you are there. A kind of gravity pulls his focus toward you. This change starts in the heart before the mind can think. You might notice him scanning the room to make sure you are comfortable. He opens doors and makes space for you without thinking. These are instincts. It is love acting through his body to create safety. His protectiveness is about respect and recognizing how much you matter. He shows affection through small actions and the silent promise that he is looking out for you. In conversation, he gives you real attention. He wants to understand your feelings, not just your words. His patience grows because he is feeling your emotions. When you are hurt, he feels it too. When you laugh, he lights up. Your moods start to shape how he acts. He might help before you ask. Love makes him sensitive to your energy. At the same time, he might grow quieter and less showy. Love makes him humble. He does not feel the need to prove himself or wear armor. He wants to be real, not just impressive. You might see him look unsure as he decides whether to speak, yet in that hesitation, there is a softness that shows his walls are falling. His protectiveness becomes emotional. He wants the best for you and feels your pain. His care is steady. If life gets heavy, he becomes a grounding force for you. His love lives in those instinctive reactions. It is love at its most pure, not loud, but real. Everything about him moves in your direction. Even when he is still, he is creating an emotional shelter for you. This change is powerful because it is genuine. He does it because love changes what he values. You become a mirror for him, showing him a soft, caring side he didn't know he had. Love wakes him up. He sees that real strength is the courage to care deeply without asking for anything back. In your presence, he becomes more human and less guarded. This subtle shift is how love shows its truest form. When a man secretly loves you, he starts to show bits of his inner world without knowing it. Even when he tries to hide his feelings, they slip through the cracks. A man's inner world is usually private, but love softens that protection. He starts to share personal pieces of himself. You see who he really is beneath the surface. These moments of honesty happen quietly. He might tell a childhood story or talk about hidden dreams. He might admit to a fear or a past disappointment. When he shares these things, it is trust in action. He is letting you into corners of his heart that are usually closed. It is his way of saying you matter. Love makes him both brave and careful. He wants to be known, but is afraid of being fully seen. So he shows himself bit by bit. He opens up more in calm moments when there is no pressure. His tone gets softer. For a moment, his guard drops, and you meet the real him. Even if he quickly changes the subject, the truth has already come out. You will also notice he expresses care through being emotionally honest. He might tell you about his flaws or regrets because he trusts you with them. He knows this makes him vulnerable, but he does it because he hopes you will still accept him. These small pieces of truth show that you have touched something deep. He is showing you his values and what moves his soul. He might talk about music or books that shaped him. Through these talks, he is letting you feel the texture of his mind. He is showing you what he yearns for and how he thinks about love. These disclosures are like emotional fingerprints. As time goes on, he becomes more transparent. His words have more warmth, and his silences have more meaning. He stops hiding behind small talk because love pulls the truth out of him. The more he trusts you, the less he hides. The man who was once closed off slowly opens up. He is saying, "This is who I am when I stop pretending." That honesty is a rare form of closeness, not a spoken vow, but the showing of a soul. Silence becomes his most powerful language. Some feelings are too deep for words, so instead of speaking, he lets his presence do the talking. His quietness is depth, not distance. You can sense it in his eyes and the way he says your name. His silence is alive and filled with admiration. He might stand by you saying nothing, but the air feels charged. Every look and breath is part of a conversation. In these moments, silence is a space where emotions speak clearly. His quietness says he feels something real that he cannot yet name. You understand his feelings not by what he says, but by what he cannot say. His change is gentle and human. His silence and small truths all mean the same thing. Love has changed him. It has opened his heart and made him brave enough to be seen without a word. He hides behind silence because love has taken away his certainty. He is unsure how you will react or if honesty will bring you closer. He fears a confession might change everything, so he speaks less to protect what you have, yet the less he says, the more you feel. His restraint makes his feelings deeper. You see it in his patience and how he remembers every story you tell. His silence is a form of respect. He refuses to make his love sound casual. Silence is never empty. When he is near, you feel his heart. His body speaks for him, the way he taps his fingers or how his jaw tightens when someone else has your attention. Love makes him clear to see. His silence holds longing, hope, and tenderness. It is the kind of love that does not need sound. There is beauty in this. It belongs to a man who feels deeply rather than just acting. He does not fill the air with empty promises because he honors what he feels. In a noisy world, his quietness is pure. Sometimes he looks at you like he is about to speak, but stops himself. That hesitation is just love's shadow. It is the part of him that wants to be close but fears being open. For him, love is sacred and not to be rushed. He carries his affection like a secret he must tend to. Every pause is an unspoken admission. His quietness is love in its most honest form. You will find more truth in his silence than in loud words from others. His silence is devotion. Love, when it lives in silence, shows itself through how it reshapes him. A man who loves you in secret may never say it, but his actions and his quiet kindness tell the story. You see it in his eyes and feel it in how he absorbs your words. He becomes more present whenever you are around. His love does not demand answers, it just exists. It is there in the way he shields you from stress and the small truths he shares. Real love often arrives softly. It does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers, waiting to be found. That is the man who loves in silence. His heart speaks in ways the world misses. His silence is a storm of everything he feels. It is his promise and his unspoken love. Even if he never finds the words, his silence tells the story of a man who loves you simply because you woke up the part of him that believes in real, honest love. This silent bond grows stronger with every passing day, even when nothing is said. You might notice that he starts to show up for you in ways that no one else does. He becomes a steady shadow, always there when you need a hand but never asking for credit. When you are going through a hard time, he doesn't just offer empty words. Instead, he offers his time and his presence. He might sit with you in the quiet, or do a small chore you've been dreading, or simply stay nearby so you don't feel alone. This is his way of standing by you. He is building a foundation of trust that doesn't rely on fancy talk. For him, being dependable is the loudest way he can say he cares. As this hidden love deepens, his world starts to rearrange itself around you. He begins to prioritize your happiness in small, secret ways. He might give up his own comfort just to see you smile, or change his plans just to be in the same room as you for a few minutes. He isn't doing this to get a reward or to make you feel like you owe him anything. He does it because seeing you thrive makes him feel at peace. His heart has found its home in your joy, and that is why he protects it so fiercely. Even when he is tired or stressed, his patience for you never runs thin. You have become the one person who can calm his mind just by being yourself. You will also see that he begins to defend you even when you aren't there. If someone speaks ill of you or if life treats you unfairly, he feels it as if it happened to him. He becomes your biggest supporter in the background, cheering for your wins and feeling the weight of your losses. This deep connection is what happens when a man stops seeing you as an outsider and starts seeing you as a part of his own life. He might still struggle to find the right moment to tell you everything, but the truth is written in every look and every act of service. He is waiting for the day his courage matches his passion, but until then, his silence is his most loyal promise to you. As time goes on, this quiet connection starts to feel like a shared secret that neither of you has named yet. You will notice that his memory becomes a library of everything that matters to you. He remembers the things you said in passing weeks ago, the fears you mentioned once, and the dreams that make your eyes light up. This is not just because he has a good memory, but because your words have become the most important information in his life. He treats your thoughts with a level of care that shows how much he values your mind. This deep focus is his way of cherishing you without having to ask for your permission. His body language begins to speak even louder as the tension of his feelings grows. You might catch him leaning toward you when you speak, or notice how he naturally positions himself between you and a crowd. It is a protective instinct that comes from a place of deep value. He wants to be your anchor in a world that can often feel chaotic. Even the way he says goodbye carries a certain weight, a lingering moment where he seems to be searching for the words to stay just a little bit longer. He is caught in a loop of wanting to be near you and being afraid that his presence might reveal too much of his heart. This silent love eventually turns into a kind of quiet devotion that shapes his future. He starts to think about his life in terms of we instead of I, even if he only does this in his own head. He imagines you in his future plans and considers how his choices might affect your world. He is no longer just living for himself, he is living with your image in his mind. This is the ultimate stage of secret love, where the person has become so integrated into his soul that he cannot imagine a life without them. He is simply waiting for the right moment, the right spark of bravery, to turn all that silence into a single, honest word. The struggle inside him eventually reaches a point where he can no longer keep his feelings completely tucked away. You will notice that his actions become more intentional and his presence becomes even more constant. He starts to find reasons to be near you that have nothing to do with logic. He might show up at your favorite spots or send you a quick message about something small that reminded him of you. These are not accidents. They are his way of testing the bridge between his world and yours. He is trying to see if the path is clear for him to finally step across. His heart is tired of the distance that silence creates, and he is slowly gathering the strength to change the way things are. His vulnerability starts to show in the way he asks for your opinion or looks to you for support. A man who loves in secret begins to view your perspective as his North Star. He cares about what you think more than what the rest of the world says. When he faces a challenge, you are the first person he wants to tell, not because he needs a solution, but because your understanding is the only thing that makes him feel truly capable. This reliance is a huge step for someone who used to value control and independence above all else. It shows that his love for you has become his greatest source of motivation and his safest place to rest. Even if the words "I love you" haven't been spoken, the atmosphere between you changes into something thick with meaning. There is a specific kind of comfort that develops where you no longer need to fill every second with talk. You can sit together in a quiet room and feel completely understood. This comfort is the result of all those months of him paying attention and protecting your space. He has learned the language of your soul without ever being taught. He is standing at the edge of a great change, holding on to his secret for just a little longer while his heart prepares for the leap. He is realizing that the risk of losing you by staying silent is now greater than the risk of being rejected by speaking up.